I'm gonna pop up here so you can see where I am. Oh, there's a sign covered with plastic. There's the lake down there. The bluff, the trail. And I'm shoveling today. Get a lot of drifting down here. Little deer footy prints that were pounding their way through this pile because it's kind of the joining portion of this area between there and here. So, I'm doing the deer people a solid here. They seem to manage all. One time I had to actually rescue a deer from this area who had fallen into, I just saw a flash of a whitetail in the distance there. Had fallen into the drift and couldn't get loose, so I shoveled her out. Poor things. Death happens though, but if I'm able to, lend a helping hand to a fellow creature, I will. Like my dad says, life is a terminal illness. And so I have a pretty good grasp, that like everything dies, and whether or not it dies from getting hit by a car, old age, wearing down their teeth, getting hunted, predated, scavenged. Can you see her in the distance? She's watching me. Pretty little doe. Death is death. I have to admit that, like, my hunting has tapered off. It was kind of interesting. I'm going to get very personal here. My first wife of many years comes from mountain stock, southeastern Kentucky. So, it was no big deal. If there's a deer walking down the sidewalk, I could open up the window to the house and bring a bow to bear, and then we would have food for a while. Very personal here. But I'm talking to the deer that's just on the other side of this little snow ridge, and not to the world. Is that after the big D, the divorce for, I forget, 2-3 years, I agreed to, gladly pay alimony, more than half my income. So, after bills, I had no money for food. And so I was a scavenger and a killer of anything I came across. There were literally months on end when my diet consisted 100% of meat. 4 or 5 meals a day. Meat. Deer meat, squirrel meat, whatever I could find. A bird would hit the window and die, or was wounded and I'd help him die. I would make soup out of that bird that died on the window. And so I did my thing, being like a natural born killer. It was all, it's either them or me, and I needed to eat. There were times when I was so hungry, I'd run out into the woods with a club looking for a porcupine. No lie, no exaggeration. I'm going to put this up so we can see her. She's grazing back there. My current wife names all the deer and stuff, but whatever. So my hunting has tapered off a great deal. However, as I'm being introspective and shoveling snow, which is a great thing, and I'm going to get to why I shovel trails in the winter when we're not even open, is that my bows, I'm hunting, in a way, because I've sold bows to people that have gotten their first deer with them, I believe hunted moose. I don't know if successfully. I sold it to a moose hunter like 5 years ago or so. Bears, and so I'm out there, regardless if I'm the one actually pulling the string back and loosing the arrow, I'm still hunting. So that's great satisfaction, because I'm definitely not, one that's anti-hunting. It's necessary from a wildlife management standpoint. It's necessary from the standpoint of us being human. If you eat meat, you gotta be honest. You can't be anti-hunting if you eat meat, or else you're being somewhat of a hypocrite. Sorry if I'm turning some people off, but that's my honest to God feeling. Now, as far as why am I out here, I'm actually gonna stand up so we can watch the deer. I'm gonna get a little zoomy here. Where is she? She's back there somewhere. Gosh, they blend in. I'll zoom it back out because it's kind of spastic. I am what I do. I build trails. And so, I consider myself a mule in many respects. And that's a great thing. You know, I push things, I pull things, I drag things, I shovel things, I dig things. That's what I do. It gives me great satisfaction. I could be out here just cross-country skiing, but I'm not a passer. I'm a clearer. Now I'm thinking of this loop. I'm on the lakeward portion. I'm going to try to zoom in again. My camera does not do a very good job. There she is. There's those legs. Hey, pretty dear. It's a circular path, and I'm not going to buffalo you. This is the deepest portion along the lake here. It's not too bad inland, maybe foot or foot and a half of snow. Is that I think of this as, you know, an allegory, a metaphor of my life. You know, this path, this trail that I've walked probably literally thousands of miles. I never get bored of it. I really feel a part of it. I'm a creature just like that deer. It's a medicine wheel. It's a labyrinth. It's a metaphor for life. Trails. It's in our DNA as humans to build trails. We build paths. We want to get from here to there. We build trails. And so I could be just gliding along on my backcountry skis or cruising along on my unicycle after I get this done. But you know what? I really get satisfaction working and clearing trails. Come out here. I'll probably come out here tomorrow again, you know, do some cleanup, because we've got in the forecast snow today, snow tomorrow, snow the next day, probably snow until next March. It is northern Michigan. You know, and it's fun to come out here because this is perfect. It snows and it's been cold lately, so I get this dusting and I can see the tracks. I haven't seen any coyote tracks or fox tracks. Lately I've been seeing an eagle flying along the coastline here, even yesterday when the wind was like 40 miles an hour, just cruising along, you know, as if it's nothing, having fun. But with that, let's go say hi to our friends. I'm not sure which tribe they're from. They probably don't know me like the other ones, like the house deer, but you know, we can get kind of close. Say hi to them. Hello. There they are, kind of curious what I'm doing, but undeterred. Perhaps later they're saying, hey John, could you do a solid and cut some cedar? I'm gonna back out here. Well, anyway, thank you for listening. I'm going to aim it at the lake. Gorgeous. I love the undulation of the ice and the waves. It hasn't been clear at night. We've had full moons, unfortunately, but you know, February is usually clear. And there they are. Let's see how far I can zoom. Oh, there they are. Hey ladies, they're probably about 30 yards away. Have a good one. Thank you for watching. Happy whatever this day is, and I hope this finds you in good health and happy, good spirits. And I appreciate your viewership.